Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. I'm Chelsea, you know that, I know that, and I am just a lady with a bulldog, a camera, and too many opinions. And a green screen, apparently. And as you can tell, I'm standing up. Or am I sitting behind my judge's desk? Who knows? Not me, but you do because you're watching this video. As you can tell by the title of this video, the Toni VanSchoyck versus Monat lawsuit, the initial complaint has been released. The excitement I've had waiting for this to drop and subsequently following information to drop, which has yet to happen, but be patient. Basically the same level of excitement I've had waiting for the House of Dragon season 2, season 3, whatever, the new trailer for that series. And this whole situation has got me speaking in High Valyrian as well. Toni and Stubert are truly saying, Dracarys, mother effers, let's go. So while Stuart McMillan is, in my opinion, truly saddling up on his Drogon and burning the Monat headquarters to the ground once he hears that bell, Toni VanSchoyck has entered the chat as well to do her own damage. As always, with any of these types of videos where we go over legal documents, legal proceedings, legal filings, contrary to how smart I am not a lawyer. I was starting the process of applying to law schools, well, finishing my degree and applying to law schools before getting pregnant. And then I got pregnant. So, you know, all my money goes to that thing. So I'm not stating this as a fact. Anything that I say in this video, I'm simply just reading off court documents. And this is my understanding of the situation. No facts, nothing. I'm not an expert. Opinions. Okay, girlies? Okay. I'm sure they'll still probably try to come after me, but you know, whatever. This is just entertainment. And of course, all this is public information as well. I did pay for these documents though off of Pacer because I do have an account with that because, you know, business expense. So let's go ahead and scroll down here to factual background. I highlighted some key points that I think are interesting. And also a little thing to understand and keep in mind is that per the filing and deadline and all that information on there, it says that there is a deadline of the 13th, which is Thursday this week. Today's the 11th. That's when Toni has to get in her amended complaint. I think they're like adjusting it or whatever. I wouldn't think it would be too different, but let's go ahead and go over this initial complaint though. So number 12 here under factual background, it says plaintiff, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, avers that the Urdanettas, alongside other Monat corporate employees, have not been forthcoming about the continually changing commission structures for payouts from Monat as a global corporation, and that the company as a whole has allowed its product standards to become substandard. What have I been saying for years? That the products are mediocre and overpriced. That is what I've been saying. You're right. Okay. And then let's skip down to the second half of number 14 here. Plaintiff has also been made aware of additional conversations between leadership and members of her downline, which indicates that her belief that Monat is no longer a viable company with truthful accounting and record-keeping practices. Oh, I really do hope, and I would think that she would have this information, but I really do hope that she has like a paper trail to back all of these claims up, because otherwise it's just like, what are you doing? This is all he said, she said. I would assume, and I don't know this to be a fact, but I would assume that she does have like recordings or screenshots or, you know, documentation to back up her claims. I would hope so, and I can't wait to see them. Then number 16, plaintiff has endured repeated verbal and written warnings of disassociation from a position she has built with Monat for a list of unsupported violations of Monat's corporate policy and procedures. So basically, they had been building a paper trail on her regarding compliance violations, yet not actually like substantiated ones, like valid ones, in her opinion. And then I guess when she was asking questions about it, they like wouldn't explain it. She has been excluded from founders' regular calls with leadership, which, yikes. So basically what I'm getting from all of this, and I read this last night and highlighted a bunch of stuff, that due to her asking questions and talking about commission changes and product changes and having doubts and just questioning leadership, due to that, allegedly, she's been like exiled and excommunicated and pushed out, and that's so culty. But yes, that is a common tactic to try to dismiss and invalidate people who are speaking out against whatever a high control group is doing, which is truly wild since she was the very first Monat rep. And I will never be able to understand the thought process of how many of these Monat reps who are still going so hard for this company, how they don't understand that if the first and like highest paid Monat rep, Toni, is not safe from being fired and exiled and allegedly defamed and all that. If she's not safe, then no one is. But again, the owners of the company care so much about you, right? As long as you don't ask any questions. She's been warned that any testimony that she gives in any concurrent or future legal matters would directly impact her business with Monat. She has been told that her continued ability to work with Monat depends on her willingness to get in line. So basically, stop asking questions, shut up, and just keep going. In short, plaintiff has been threatened that if she didn't stop asking questions or searching for an explanation for Monat's corporate behavior, her livelihood and those of her downline members would be removed completely and without recourse. That's crazy. So we have count 1, breach of contract on their part, basically. So here at line item 22, she's saying that she was directly told that her continued questioning of the commission structure would result in her termination and the termination of her downline team members, which is pretty crazy. Like, how are you being terminated because of someone else's actions? That's wild. Toni does, from what I've seen, it seems like she is someone who does like value that loyalty, and especially with her downline. I mean, threatening someone and then also like who they care about. I've been clearly watching too many Vampire Diaries, but it's giving, Klaus. Have you ever rewatched a show and you're like, wow, this show really sucks? Elena's the worst. The acting in that show is the worst. Like, can y'all all just communicate? All of these problems could have been fixed. If I was the writer of that show, it would have been 1 season. Congratulations, everyone's a vampire. Now shut up. Also, Caroline, you have to move in with Klaus because y'all should be together. And then I found this interesting because they will say, the ominous they, will say for years and years and years that no, commissions with Monat is based on just sales. It's not your downline. It's not recruitment. However, according to line item 24 here, plaintiff's commissions are directly related to the sales of her team members and to those in her downline. Interesting. As those team members are terminated, it naturally flows that plaintiff's commissions are directly negatively impacted. I'm pretty sure that, I mean, let's be honest, over 90% of Monat reps were under Toni. So I'm pretty sure that a lot of the ones who have been fired for asking questions were in her downline. So I kind of think that's what that's relating to. I could be completely wrong though. Monat has engaged in a scheme of intimidation and fear-mongering to keep plaintiff and her team in line to such an extent that many members of the plaintiff's team have disengaged from the team entirely, which negatively affects her business. Plaintiff is in the possession of numerous emails relating to the commission structure in which she has asked for clarification on the structure and has been rebuffed with a smokescreen of incomprehensible verbiage from various members of the executive staff. That sucks. We have defamation, Monat, and the SUED. Again, this is what I was talking about that I really hope that she has a paper trail of, and I am really hoping we get to see it. So this count is alleging that the SUED, once Toni started asking questions about the compensation plan, were trying to cast her in a negative light through emails and disparaging communications with other team members and the public at large, which again, I really hope that she has access to those and is going to show them. I can't imagine that you would put that in there if you don't have access to it. But then again, if we've learned anything from any lawsuit that we've reviewed, especially the Girlies versus Jeanette Braun IP law, some people are not smart. Sometimes those people are lawyers, in my opinion. They were undermining Toni and punishing people on her team, basically just for her asking simple questions regarding the compensation structure and what they're being paid and stuff like that. And then further down, we have here that Toni is alleging that the SUED were defaming her, smearing her reputation, all that, all because apparently Toni was pretty close to revealing that defendants were not paying appropriate compensation and that Toni was powerful enough and a strong enough voice to bring the company's downline team members to question the continued viability of the continued business. The defendants feared this more than anything and engaged in a scheme to discredit her in such a way that she'd be forced to leave the business in shame so that the defendants could continue to operate unlawfully. So that's it so far. And I personally cannot wait. There apparently is more spicy filings coming. I don't know if it's from different parties or did file something this week, I believe, but it was just, and nothing spicy, just some legal paperwork going through, and that's it. Anyways, so I will keep y'all updated. I cannot wait to see what happens. I really hope that these actually go to trial, that we get discovery. I mean, think about how much crazy information would be revealed if that happened. And it looks like what Toni is wanting, demand for jury trial. It says plaintiff demands a trial by combat. I'm just kidding. Wouldn't that be great though? A trial by struck jury. So essentially defamation and breach of contract is what this is about. It's essentially the same thing as with Stu's, but obviously since Stubert was on the like C-suite level of the company and not a market partner, his is a lot longer, a lot more involved, and a lot spicier and just crazy. So hopefully Stu's response to the counter complaint that Monat filed against him, the little Uno reverse that they did, will be filed shortly. I think maybe in like by the end of the month or something. And then I'll have to see what the deadlines are for that, because I cannot find it for the life of me right now. I'm still getting used to using Pacer. I will keep you updated on this Toni lawsuit too, because I'm really hoping that not only does this spur more, I feel like there's going to be like a class action lawsuit. I'm hoping there is. That's obviously just speculation, but like, could you imagine? That'd be amazing if that's what happened. Oh, I would be so excited. Okay, and be on the lookout for a video that I'm going to do showing y'all how to report these people to Truth in Advertising and to the FTC. I will see y'all in my next video. I'm sorry this one was short, but I wanted to get an update out regarding this filing. I wish it was spicier and like had more crazy detail, but like obviously for their sake, I'm happy it doesn't. I forgot to tell you your butt looks good. I'm so sorry. Are you okay? I'm so sorry. It literally turned off my camera. I had to come back in here and turn back on because I was like, oh my God, what was that outro? I don't know. Listen, if you're subscribed and only if you're subscribed, please subscribe. Your butt looks good. If you're not subscribed, I don't know what you're doing. Have a great day, night, weekend, whenever you're watching this, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.